Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to jump in.
Okay, great. So today we're tackling loyalty.
This is right. Like who we turn to for support, for validation, they really ripple out. They affect the whole foundation.
Right.
Speaking of connections, the source then moves on to intellectual loyalty.
Oh, even when you don't agree.
Exactly. And the source, it gives this example of aligning yourself with people who actually actively oppose your partner's values.
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It is, right.
Yeah.
Because it might seem indirect.
Yeah.
But it's a huge form of intellectual disloyalty.
Wow.
Because you're basically saying, I value these other viewpoints more than yours.
Oh, wow. I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah.
It's like betraying their core identity.
Yeah, their intellectual identity for sure.
Okay, so flipping that around.
Okay.
What does intellectual disloyalty look like in action?
Well, the source talks about publicly mocking your partner's beliefs.
Ooh, that's harsh.
It is, right? It's like disagreeing is one thing, but publicly ridiculing them, that's a whole other level.
Ouch.
It crosses the line from healthy debate into straight up disrespect, And it can be so hurtful because it says, I don't respect your intellect,
Wow.
or who you are.
It's like saying your thoughts don't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is just so damaging to their self-esteem.
Yeah, and to the relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so this actually kind of leads into the next type of loyalty,
Okay.
social loyalty, which seems like pretty straightforward.
Yeah, on the surface.
Yeah, like you speak highly of your partner, you present a united front.
Right.
But I'm curious, what are some less obvious ways that can, break down?
Well, the source, it points to this this subtle thing,
Okay.
allowing friends or family to disrespect your partner.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Right? It might seem harmless, but it creates this environment where your partner just doesn't feel accepted or respected within your social circle.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes we just let things slide.
We do.
That we shouldn't. Especially, with family dynamics.
Oh, yeah. Family's a whole other beast.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's like, are you actively protecting your partner emotionally, or are you allowing them to be undermined?
That's a powerful way to put it.
So this raises the question for all of us listening, do you actually think about how your social interactions, with friends, family, colleagues, whatever, reflect on your relationship?
That's a tough one.
And are those interactions building up your partner?
Right.
Or are they, even if unintentionally, chipping away at their security?
Right.
And their sense of belonging in your world?
That's a really important thing to consider.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the source moves on to physical loyalty.
Okay, the big one.
Which I think, is what a lot of people immediately jump to.
Oh, for sure. When they hear loyalty in relationships, it's the first thing that comes to mind.
But the source makes it clear.
Yeah.
It is about remaining physically faithful.
Right.
But it also goes deeper than that, right?
It does.
It's about prioritizing your partner's needs.
Absolutely.
Physically and emotionally.
Both.
And recognizing that even, seemingly harmless things, interactions with others, can blur the lines.
It can.
It's not just about what you do,
right,
but how your actions make your partner feel.
It's about the impact.
Yeah. So the source gives this interesting example.
Okay, I'm curious.
Even if nothing physical actually happens, entertaining someone's advances when they're clearly interested in you can be a form of disloyalty.
Interesting.
Because it triggers insecurity, jealousy.
Makes sense.
Even if technically you haven't done anything wrong.
Right.
So it's not just about, did you cross the line, but how are your actions impacting your partner?
Exactly. It's all about perception, right?
Yeah.
Are your actions, even the innocent ones, are they consistently reassuring your partner that they're your primary focus?
Right.
Or are you kind of sending these mixed signals that could erode their trust and their security?
That's a great question for all of us to sit with for a minute.
It is, right. Take a look in the mirror.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of actions and how they impact our partners, the source talks about financial loyalty next.
Money. Always a fun one.
Oh, yeah. This is where things can get complicated.
It can, can't it?
Right. Oh, yeah. So what stood out to you about this?
Well, the source, it emphasizes transparency,
Okay.
shared financial goals, and making those big financial decisions together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this example about like one partner making a huge financial commitment without even talking to the other one.
Oh, wow.
That's like a major red flag in the financial loyalty department.
Yeah, like you're saying, my financial priorities are separate from ours.
Exactly. Which is a huge breach of trust.
Oh, yeah.
That can lead to so much resentment and conflict down the road.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, right, financial loyalty is about sharing that responsibility, building a future together.
Okay, so this brings up a question for everyone listening. Do you feel like you and your partner are on the same page financially?
It's a big one.
Working towards shared goals? Or are you operating as like separate financial entities?
Right. Right.
And what does that say about the level of trust and commitment in the relationship?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
It is.
Yeah, it can really, undermine the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of things that can chip away at that foundation, we've got situational loyalty.
Oh, situational loyalty. This is all about like, being there when things get tough, right? Through thick and thin.
Exactly. That unwavering support.
Yeah, but what happens when that like falters?
Ooh, good question.
What does that even look like?
Well, the source, it doesn't hold back here. It talks about like abandoning your partner when they're at their absolute lowest.
Oh, wow.
Turning your back when they need you most.
That's rough.
It is, right?
Yeah.
A powerful example of situational disloyalty.
It really is. Like, are you the person your partner can lean on? Or are you the weight that drags them down further?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah, and this ties into the last category from the source.
Okay. Digital
loyalty.
Ah, yes, in the digital age.
Which, oh my gosh, so relevant.
It really is.
It's a whole other layer.
It's like a whole new world.
Yeah. So it's not just about like, avoiding the obvious.
Right, like blatant flirting online, all that.
Yeah. It's about recognizing that our digital actions have real world consequences.
Absolutely. They ripple out into the relationship.
And the source gives this example.
Okay.
Maintaining secret online accounts.
Ooh, yeah. Sneaky.
Or conversations with like potential romantic interests.
Yeah.
And that can be incredibly damaging.
It can. It's like it's like leading a double life, even if those online interactions never like cross over into the real world.
It's the secrecy, the feeling of hiding something.
Exactly. That's what really hurts. That's what erodes trust.
So this begs the question for all of us, like in this digital world, navigating relationships.
Yeah, it's a minefield.
Do you ever stop and think about how your online activity is impacting your relationship?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is, right?
To reflect on, for sure.
Because in this digital world, the lines can get so blurred.
Oh, they totally can.
Right.
Yeah.
And what seems harmless to one person can be super hurtful to another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Different perspectives.
Okay. So we've explored these 7 types of loyalty. The sneaky ways that disloyalty can come in, the motivations behind it all.
Yeah, complex stuff.
It is. But now comes the big question. Like,
okay, here it is.
How do we actually build and sustain this loyalty in our relationships?
It's a $1 million question.
It really is. And this is where the source gets really practical.
Oh, good. I like practical.
Me too. So, like, what stood out to you about this part?
But the source really highlights this idea that it's not about these, like, grand gestures.
Right.
It's about consistent actions,
both
big and small, that build trust and intimacy over time.
So it has to be intentional.
Yes. You can't just hope it'll magically appear.
Yeah.
You got to cultivate it.
We've got to put in the work.
Exactly.
Okay, so, like, what's the first step?
The first step
towards, building this fortress loyalty.
Fortress loyalty, I like that. It's like a good image.
Okay.
The source really emphasizes communication and setting clear boundaries.
Boundaries, yes. Yeah. So, like, what does that look like practically?
Well, it's about having those open and honest conversations, expressing your needs, your concerns, before they fester into resentment.
Oh, yeah. That's important.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't let things build up.
Right.
Deal with them head on.
But those conversations,
that
could be tough, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when you're, like, afraid of conflict.
Yeah, or hurting your partner's feelings.
Yeah. So
it's tricky.
That's where boundaries come in.
Exactly. It's about defining
Okay.
what's acceptable and what's not in the relationship, right?
Right.
Creating those emotional guardrails
Ooh, I like that.
that protect both partners.
Okay, guardrails. That's a good one.
Right.
Keeps things on track.
So it's all about self-respect.
Yeah.
Mutual respect.
Absolutely.
It's like drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, you got it.
Saying, this is where my comfort zone ends.
Uh-huh.
This is what I need. Yes.
To feel safe in this relationship.
Powerful.
But how do we have those tough conversations?
The million-dollar question.
Without creating more conflict?
Well, this is where the source's advice
Okay.
on healthy conflict resolution comes in.
Oh, okay.
It's not about avoiding disagreements altogether.
Yeah.
Because let's face it,
Right.
conflict is inevitable
It's going to happen.
in any relationship. Right.
Yeah.
It's about learning how to navigate them
Okay.
respectfully without resorting to like personal attacks
Right.
or hurtful actions.
So it's not about winning the argument,
No.
but understanding each other's perspectives.
Exactly. Finding that common ground.
Right.
Coming up with a solution that works for both of you.
Okay, so it's a collaboration.
It is. It takes two.
And that collaborative approach lays the groundwork
It does.
for the next step.
Okay, what's next?
Actions and appreciation.
Ah, yes, the doing part.
Yeah, right. This is about making your partner feel
Yeah.
valued and cherished, not just through words,
Right.
but through your actions.
It's about showing up.
Exactly. And the source talks about showing appreciation.
Yes. Such an important one.
It is, right.
So often overlooked.
Yeah.
It's about making them feel like a priority, not just an afterthought.
Right.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of
Oh, tell me.
that scene in Love Actually.
Okay, I love that movie.
Right, where the guy shows up at Keira Knightley's door
Yeah, with the cue cards.
with the cue cards.
It's cheesy.
It's so cheesy, but it works.
It does, right.
Because it's genuine.
Yeah, and it shows that he's willing to go the extra mile.
Exactly. She's worth the effort.
Yeah. Yes.
Grand gestures can be nice,
Yeah.
but it's those everyday actions, right,
Yes.
that really matter.
That build the loyalty over time.
Consistency is key.
It's about making the effort, even when
You know, you're tired, stressed.
life gets in the way.
Yeah, not feeling it.
Right, but you choose them anyway.
You choose your partner.
Day after day,
Yeah.
in the big moments and the small ones.
It's about making sure your actions align with your words.
Oh, that's a big one.
Right.
Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder.
It's that saying, actions speak louder than words.
It's so true, especially in relationships.
Okay, so we've talked about communication and boundaries,
We have.
actions and appreciation, but there's one more piece to this puzzle.
Oh, there's more. Okay, I'm intrigued.
There is.
Tell me everything.
The source calls it
Yeah.
commitment to personal and relationship growth.
Ah, yes, growth is essential.
This one, this one really speaks to me because it
Yeah.
acknowledges that relationships aren't static.
Right, they're dynamic.
They're evolving.
They're constantly changing.
Yes. And both partners have to be willing to adapt and grow together.
Absolutely. Or they'll grow apart.
It's that saying, the only constant is change.
It's so true.
Right.
And if you're not changing together,
Yeah.
you're probably drifting apart.
Yeah. So how do we actively foster this commitment to growth?
That's the question.
Like both as individuals and as a couple.
Well, the source suggests that one way to like limit temptations and stay committed is to avoid putting yourself in situations where disloyalty could happen.
Oh, okay. People who fantasize about other people
Yeah,
are more likely to cheat.
it makes sense.
It's like if you're feeding those thoughts, they're going to grow stronger.
Right, it's like a muscle.
Yeah, so it's better to like nip them in the bud.
Exactly. Focus on what you have.
Nurture the connection you already have.
Right, build that up.
Okay, so it's about being mindful of your thoughts, actions,
Absolutely. Conscious choices.
making choices that protect your
Yeah.
relationship.
Being intentional about protecting what you have.
Okay, so communication and boundaries, actions and appreciation, commitment and growth.
The trifecta.
This is how we build that fortress loyalty.
That's it. The blueprint.
But even with all this,
Yeah.
there's still one crucial piece.
Okay, what's missing?
The source says
Yeah.
loyalty is a daily commitment.
Interesting.
So what does that really mean for us?
Good question.
Like in the real world,
Right, in the day-to-day.
what are the choices we can make every day
Yeah.
to keep that loyalty strong.
That's what we're here to explore.
Yeah, and I think that's, something for all of us to think about.
Absolutely.
As we wrap up this deep dive.
It is a deep dive, isn't it?
It is. Into loyalty and disloyalty in relationships.
The heart of the matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so easy to, think of loyalty as this big thing.
Right.
This grand gesture. But the source makes it clear. It's those everyday choices.
It's the little things
that really matter.
That add up over time.
Yeah, you don't just wake up and decide, okay, I'm loyal.
Right.
It's a practice.
It's an ongoing thing.
It is. It's a series of choices we make, even when it's hard.
Absolutely.
Or our emotions are pulling us in different directions.
You got to fight for it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not always easy. Heart of loyalty.
And disloyalty.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Until next time.
Keep those brains working.
Stay curious.
Stay engaged. And keep choosing